Hello everyone and welcome to another Game Mechanics Monday with Merlin's Manor. Today we're going to be looking at the game mechanic or mechanism called set collection. Now what is set collection? It's very simply collecting things that are similar. This can be done in order to perform actions or in order to score points. I think scoring points is probably the biggest way that this mechanism is used, but also sometimes you are collecting things in order to be able to do something on your turn, which may score you points or otherwise do other things. So let's go ahead and get in and look at some games that do this mechanism well. And the first one I want to look at is called Ticket to Ride. Now in Ticket to Ride, you are collecting various colored train cards. This one is actually a wild card here. It can be any color. You've got pink here, you've got black, and blue, and all kinds of different colors, and you're trying to collect the same color. And so let's say, and the reason you're doing this is in order to make a track of trains. And so you might have collected 3 black cards to go on a route that requires 3 black cards. Or maybe it requires 4 black cards, and you'll have 3 black cards and 1 rainbow card so that you can fulfill that track. And some of them are gray, and so you can actually pick a color, but it has to all still be the same color in order you to put their trains down. And when you put those trains down, you are going to score points based on how long that track is, as well as you're going to be using those tracks to get from one point to another to score points for completing a ticket from one location to another. And so you are doing this kind of as a dual purpose. You are basically putting down those train tracks both to score points and to get from one place to another, but you have to collect a set of same colored cards in order to do that. And so that is set collection right there in order to move along a track and get points. The next one I want to talk about is going to be Isle of Cats. And the Isle of Cats does this a little bit differently. What you're going to be doing is you're going to actually be collecting sets of cats on your boat. One at a time, you're going to be able to take one from the pool and place it on your boat. And then if you're able to get 3 of these together in a family like that, you will be able to score 8 points. If you add another one onto this family, it would become 11 points, and then 15, and so on and so forth, going up the bigger set of cats that you've managed to collect in one grouping on your boat. Now, of course, if they are separated from one another, so let's say you had a set of 3 right here, and then you had another one over here, and nothing in between, then that's not a continuation of that set. It's going to be having to be connected in some way to one another. And so that is a set collection in order to score points by making families of cats on your board. And so that is Isle of Cats, one of my favorite games of this nature, mainly for, one of my favorite polyomino games. Another one I want to talk about is Fossilis. And this one is even more hyper set collection than you would think when you look at it. You see, because when you look at it, you think, oh, you've got these dinosaur cards that you want to try and fulfill all 3 sections of this dinosaur card in order to complete it and get the most points out of that dinosaur. Wrong. That is not the best way to score points in this game. You focus too much on that, you are going to lose this game because this game is primarily a set collection game. And here's how the set collection works in this game. You are going to be collecting dinosaurs, and here you're going to use one bone to be able to start this dinosaur, and you can complete it by going ahead and only collecting that one and saying I'm done with it. You won't get the extra bonus points up here for actually fully completing it, but you will get all of these tags up here. And these tags are what you are collecting for your sets. Here you have, there's a carnivore, that is a bird that is in the Triassic time period. And so you are going to be collecting these different things. And here's another example. You have this Brachiosaurus, who is of the Jurassic period and is a 4-legged animal and is a herbivore. And so you're going to get all 3 of those. And especially this one, you're not going to want to get all of these to try and maximize this because that's going to be a waste of a lot of time where you won't be collecting these different things. You got the Tyrannosaurus Rex here. Is a carnivore, 2-legged, and is from the Cretaceous period. And again, we have this one, which is a water dinosaur of the Triassic era. It is also a meat eater. And this one here is an herbivore from the Cretaceous period, which has 4 legs. And so you're going to be trying to collect those things, and here's how you're going to score. And so as you see here, if you have 3 plus of any of these symbols, you are going to get these points down here. And so you're going to try to get as many sets of 3 of each of these different symbols as you can. You also are encouraged to try and get all 9 symbols to get a bonus 12 points. And then whoever has the most in each of these different symbols is going to get points as well. And so you are really striving to get as many different sets as you can and to build up certain sets higher than other people so you can really benefit and score those points. And so while there are other ways you can score points in this game, this is primarily a set collection game where you are striving to get the most sets of these different types of dinosaurs. And so that is Fossilis, and it really, really goes hard on the set collection. Another set collection game is Sushi Go, and this is Sushi Go Party, which I recommend actually getting Sushi Go Party over just regular Sushi Go, because Sushi Go has basically one menu that you'll be able to do, whereas Sushi Go Party gives you a bunch of different cards that you can substitute in. Although the ones I'm going to focus on right now are going to be the ones that are from the main base Sushi Go, because there's a whole bunch in there. One set you're going to be collecting along the way is Dessert, and Dessert is scored at the end of the game. And whoever has, in this case, the pudding the most gets 6 plus points. Whoever the least loses 6 points. And that's a set you're going to collect throughout the game. Everything else you're going to collect round by round and get rid of them at the end of the round. This one, whoever winds up with the most of these symbols at the top of cards, and some of these cards have 2, some have 3, and some only have 1. Whoever has the most of those collected at the end of a round is going to score either 6 points or 3 points if you have the second most. Here we have a set that you're going to collect, and this one gets exponentially better as you get more of them. The first ones are going to be worth 1 point, and then 3, then 6, then 10, then 15 if you're able to collect all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different dumplings. And so that's one of those ones that you really want to go all in on if you're going to be collecting those. Tempura, for every 2 of these, you will get 5 points. And for sashimi, for every 3 that you have, you will get 10 points. And so you're going to want to be able to collect 3 of those and then maybe stop, because odds aren't that great you're going to collect 6 of them, but that's a good way to score points. And so this is going to be collecting sets to score points each round based on how many you go. Now there are also other cards that aren't necessarily set collection, that you're just kind of scoring them for collecting any one of them will get you some points. Some of them give you some special benefits and different things like that. But one of the biggest parts of this game is going to be that set collection of those ones that give you better points for having multiples of them. The next one I want to bring up, and the last one I want to bring up as far as one I have with me today, is Haunted Mansion. Now, Haunted Mansion, you are going to be collecting various ghosts in the form of these different cards. And they're all going to have different things that they're going to give you. And some of them are set collections, some of them are one-offs as well. Some of them are kind of unique. These ones right here all have different symbols on them. Well, there's 4 different symbols, and then there's a bunch of other ones. And you can either decide to collect all of the same symbol, and you get 3 of them for 15 points, or you collect 1 of each symbol, and you will get 18 points. And so that is a set collection in that format. Here you have an interesting playoff of set collection. You get 3 points for 1 of them. You get 0 points if you wind up with 2 of them. And you get 12 points if you have 3 of them. And so you kind of put your luck a little bit there once you've got 1 of them if you want to grab a second one, hoping you'll get a third one. But then, but if you don't get that third one, you're actually going to lose points. Here's a set collection that kind of gets more beneficial, kind of like those dumplings in Sushi Go. You're going to get bigger and better as far as the more you get of these, starting at 1 point for 1 of them, going all the way up to 25 points if you have 5 of them. These ones are dancers, and they like to be together, and so you won't get any points if you have only 1, but if you have 2 of them, you'll get 7 points. And there are some that are not set collection in and of themselves, but they give you points for collecting other sets. Like this one, you're going to get more points the more of those mirror cards that you have. 2 points for each mirror card. And so these are the different types of sets that you'll be collecting of ghosts throughout the game. And then whoever has the most points at the end of the game is going to win the game. And so these are all set collection games that do that mechanism really well. I enjoy all these games, and I highly recommend them if you would like to delve into the idea of set collection. There's a lot more set collection games out there, and I want to mention real briefly one that is coming to on Kickstarter right now that somebody I know is creating and has that on Kickstarter, and that is 10 Plagues. And it plays, and you are, each round you draw a card, or each turn you draw a card, and then you are going to try to be able to complete a set that is listed in these different pyramid cards. You might have you have 5 of them out there at a time, and one of them might say if you have all cards under a certain number or over a certain number, or you might have one that says if you have 4 of certain of any plague in a row, or or if you have 5 cards of a certain plague, or different things like that. And so you're going to try and collect those different sets in that way. And you're going to score points based on the different ones that you're collecting those pyramids. I have a video if you'd like to go check that out that goes into that in more detail. It's going on for a few more days, and so I would recommend highly checking that out soon so that you can be a part of that if you'd like to. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will catch you in the next video.